Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Amira Rukaini binti Amran, SR1133A. Today my group will explain about agility. In this video, the researcher will explain detail about agility test, which is T-drill. Okay, now Amira will explain the procedure of T-drill test before the client proceed the test. Okay, this is the starting point, which is we label as D. First, I will run to the middle point and touch the point, which is B point. Now I will sidestep to the A point and touch it. Back, sidestep to the C point and back to the middle point, which is labeled as B, and backstep to the D point, which is starting point, and touch it. That's all for the procedure. This is client for T-drill test.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Muhammad Yulkan Bersman. I will proceed to the target components and target muscles for field test. For target components, we have 3, which is SAQ. S for speed, A for agility, and Q for quickness. For target muscles, we have 6, which is we have ankles, quads, hamstring, shins, calf, and outer thigh. Next, we proceed to the factors that affecting reliability. The first one is to get reliable result. We must do 3 times to get a strong result, or which means to get a consistency of the test result. Second is administrative procedure. The instruction must be clear, because the client can heard clearly. Also, the assistant must be willing and motivate to do it well, because the system is important to achieve the objective of this field test. And the last one is the heterogeneity of the group. Reliability coefficient based on test score from a group ranking in abilities will be overestimated. Now we proceed to the norm of the field test. The norm have 2 categories and 4 levels. The category is for male and female, and the level has excellent, good, average, and poor. Okay, we go one by one. For excellent result, male must get below 9.5 seconds. For females, must get below 10.5 seconds. For good level, male must get 9.5 to 10.5 seconds. For females, 10.5 to 11.5 seconds. For average level, male must get 10.5 to 11.5. For females, she must get 11.5 to 12.5 seconds. For poor result, males get above 11.5 seconds, and for females, she get above 12.5 seconds. Based on the slide, we can see that it has hours data that show our result by doing the agility test for field test. From the males data, we can conclude that from 3 male, Shamil had a very high level of agility, because he managed to complete the T drill with the best record, which is 4.25 seconds. For the student have a relative low record, which is Hamim. He managed to finish the T drill with a best record, which is 10.59 seconds. Among the 3 male students, Shamil has very good level of agility. Meanwhile, Hamim is only the satisfactory level because Hamim has a knee injury that can disturb or they can affect their movement to do the T drill test. That's all from me. I will proceed the presentation to the Abdul Shamil Hakimi. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Shamil Hakimi bin Abdul Rahman. So, I will continue the presentation. So, for the slide number 13, as we can see, this is data for T drill tests that have done by female student. There are 2 female students that have done this test. The one got below 10.5 seconds and the other one got between 10.5 seconds to 11.5 seconds. So for the next slide is slide 14. The slide tells us about the conclusion of T drill tests that have done by 2 females. So the among of 2 female students, Amira has a very good level of agility because she managed to finish the test with the best record of 6.70 seconds. And the other student is Mashita. She managed to finish this test with record 10.85 seconds. So the level of agility for Amira is very good level than Mashita. The factor that Mashita can get the best her result and doing well for this test because he got injury. After we did the T drill test, this will give us many advantage for our body and performance with improved agility. So the first of all, it enhances body strength that will help us to lift weight. Second one is enhance our body power that will exert a maximum force in one side. Next, improve our neuromuscular control that respond with a signal regarding dynamic joint stability. The fifth, improve our deceleration ability. Deceleration ability meaning is ability to slow down and control force production. After that, enhance our body core that will stabilize and control pressure inside the trunk. Next, improve our agility technique to change our direction as quickly as possible. And last but not least, enhance our body flexibility to stretch our muscle smoothly. For the last slide, other than T drill test, there are many exercises that will improve our agility. All of these exercises can be conducted at the field or court and wearing a suitable clothing. First of all, shuttle run exercise. It is a standard agility training exercise used by athletes who play stop and go sports. Secondly, lateral plyometric jumps exercise. It helps build explosive power, balance, and coordination by using our natural body weight. Next, forward running high knee drills. This agility training exercise is designed to improve foot coordination and speed for all field sport athletes. Other than that, lateral running side-to-side drill can greatly improve both knee and ankle stability. Next, dart drill can increase knee and ankle strength. After that, jump box drill is great for your quads, glutes, and hamstring muscles. Then, L drills to develop rapid change of direction, ability, and speed. Last but not least, parliamentary agility drill can improve coordination, dexterity, and effectively improve sport performance. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hamim Zamir bin Yusuf, and now I proceed for the next slide. The next slide is topic about lab test, Pro Agility 510-5 shuttle. Okay, how to do the test? Okay, let's go. First, objective of the test: to measure an athlete ability to accelerate, slow down, change direction, and accelerate back as quickly as possible, more accurately and precisely. So that is the objective of the test. Okay, now the next slide is tell about equipment. What we need to have in this test. First, we need timing gates app or system. We can download in smartphone. Okay. Second, we need performance recording sheet, because we need to take down any information that we get from the test. Okay. So next is timing gates, marker cones, sport fitted measure, and durable and consistent testing facility. At least 15 meter in length. Okay, the next slide is test about how we should put the marker cone and how the length about. Okay, next I will tell you about the procedure. Okay, before the test, we need to warm up, because as we know, any exercise that we need to do, we should warm up first to prevent any injuries. Okay, during test, participants ready themselves in a 3-point position on the start line with feet shoulder width apart and placed equally at the side of the line. The hand in contact with the floor during the 3-point position determine which direction that the athlete should travel. Okay. Second one, the athlete should also be instructed that once they reach the turnaround line, they must touch the line with their lead foot and hand. It means if you go to the right side, we should touch the right side cone with our right hand and right foot. Okay, the participant should be count down. So as a observer, we should count down for them to start the test, like 3, 2, 1, go, or ready, go. Okay, on the go signal, the participant must accelerate maximally to the first line, then change direction and accelerate to the opposite line before again changing direction and accelerating through the finish gate. Each participant must complete a minimum of 3 efforts in each direction, and each effort must be separated by a 2 or 3 minute rest if reliable result and desired. Okay, after test, to reduce any problem, the subject should rest, either sitting or standing, for at least 2 or 3 minutes. If the subject feels ill or goes quick or pale, they should lie down with their feet resting on a chair. Okay, so that's the procedure that we should follow to do this test.
Pro Agility drill, also known as the 5x5 in a classic combined drill, that gives us a good understanding of your changing direction capabilities to the left and to the right. We want to go through a lot of the different technical moving parts that come with this drill and some of the key features that you need to expect when you run it at our combine. Number 1 is the step when you set up, you're going to get your feet evenly distributed on either side of our set line. You should basically be in a good aggressive stance, no different than the broad jump in the vertical jump. From here, you will squat down into a good athletic stance. Your weight should be just slightly forward on the ball of your feet with your hand on the ground. Now, the hand that is on the ground needs to be the same as the direction you are going. So, if I'm going to my left, I will have my left hand on the ground. If I'm going to my right hand will be on the ground. So, let's set up where I'm going to my left, hand is on the ground, slight weight on my fingers. I don't want so much weight that I'm leaning on them, because in that case, when I'm going to one, I'm going to run forward versus sides. So, weight on the ball of wood, just enough to those fingertip feel aggressively move out. From this position, we want to see you aggressively cross over your body and drop it to the line. When you drop into that line, I'm going to my left, I will touch with my left hand.
Notice that right hand does not touch the ground, so left side left hand, inside hand doesn't touch. From here, we'll aggressively push out, running back to our midline. Again, running to our right. Touching with our right hand, inside hand stay off the ground. Once I have touched the second align, I will spring right back to the middle, allowing us to have complete 5 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards as your pro agility drill. Now, Jordan will demonstrate and go through the pro agility with us. First thing he's going to do is scan in. When he scan in, we know the sensor is ready to be activated. When he steps through the white line, we can see the laser green and active. That tells him he's to go. His right hand is down, so he knows that he has to go to the right to begin with, so aggressively. Go out on his own. Catches right hand to the right, left hand to the left, sprinting back through. Every time he's break the beam, we're able to get a split, giving us a final understanding of your 5-10-5 times.
Okay, the fourth slide is about target component and target muscle. First, target component is speed, power, agility, direction, and quickness. For the target muscle is quadricep, shins, hamstring, outer thigh, calf, and ankle. So that's all for me. Thank you. We continue with our.
Now I will proceed to the next slide, which is the factors that affect reliability. There are 3 factors. The first one is the repetition of the test. The second one is administrative procedures, and the last one is the heterogeneity of the group. The repetition of the test. To get reliable and accurate test data, we can do this pro agility test 3 times and see if the score recorded by the athlete's performance has a difference of plus minus 1 second. If yes, you can assume the data's reliability is high. Administrative procedure. The administrative officer in charge must be skilled and have a knowledge of pro agility 5-10-5 shuttles test from various angles. Every instruction given to the athlete must be clear so that there are no defects during the test. The last one is the heterogeneity of the group. Norms of the agility test different for different sport because there has different degrees of difficulty in changing direction. So, to get accurate and reliable test result, we can use athlete from one type of sport to run the test. Norm of the test. Okay, to read or identify norms for test pro agility 5-10-5 shuttle test, researchers first need to know the agility score is based on 4 components, which is age, gender, population, and specific sports. Example, from the norms that I have stated, researchers can refer this norm to evaluate the agility level of their participant, like what sport the participant play, what is the population, and so on. Now we continue with reason for do measure, evaluation, and assessment. There are 7 reasons. The first one is motivation, diagnosis, classification, achievement, evaluation of instruction program, prediction, and the last one is research. Okay, we continue with motivation. This test help athletes motivate themselves when looking at their achievements and make them work harder to achieve the best level of agility. Next, we go to diagnose. This test help diagnose the advantage and disadvantage that can help and disrupt the performance of the athlete during the test. For example, factors that will affect a person's ability to change direction such as injury. Next, classification. Doing this test help classify athletes to their respective agility level, which make it easier to help them more efficiently in improved agility. Before its achievement, when doing this test, we need to know the extent to which these tests and procedures are identified and evaluate the effectiveness of the instruction given. Evaluation of instructions and programs. Assessment of each athlete's skill at the beginning of the test help to determine the effectiveness of previous instruction and program, and at what point you should begin your instruction. What expertise the athlete need to improve performance. For example, like the athlete need to increase in strength to develop strong agility. The last one is research. This test help in find meaningful solution to problems as a means to expand a body knowledge. For example, Hamim got a very severe score for agility, so we can do a research how to help him to improve his agility. The last slide is concept and theories. Okay, this test is given priority and is done based on sport that involve drastic change of direction in match. For example, football and hockey. Second is agility test include 5 components. We call it is as SPARK, which is speed, power, agility, reaction, and quickness. This agility test is suitable for really active athletes. Apart from the test that my group has explained, there are several tests for field and lab tests that you can use. For example, like field test, you can use Illinois agility test and hexagon test. For the lab test, you can use Y-shaped test and stop and go agility test. That's all from me. Thank you.